Hey everybody, happy Sunday. I hope that wherever you are and whatever you are doing, you are safe, you are well, and you are with people you care about who also care for you. Welcome to an evening tour of the garden. It's about 7 in the evening, so the sunlight is doing that lovely thing that it does where it's kind of very bright and then very dark and then very bright. And I know that Vi will get very upset colouring this. I'm sorry, Vi. But let's start with the strawberries, because the strawberry patch, I've been talking to my mum over in the UK, and unfortunately she's not able to do much gardening at the moment for health reasons. She will be able to get back in the garden in about a week's time, but she's currently on enforced not allowed to go in the garden and play. But she was saying her strawberries are doing really well, and my strawberries are also doing really well. You won't be able to see it right now, but every day since I filmed the last chicken and garden update, I have been coming out here in the garden and I have been harvesting a t-shirt full of strawberries. What do I mean by that? Well, if you are a gardening sort, you know exactly what I mean. You roll up the bottom of your t-shirt and you put your vegetables or your fruit in there. It's about a bowl's worth, and then you bring it inside. I could just take a bowl out, but hey, that's not half as much fun. While I'm wandering around here, let me show you. We've got some strawberries hiding down there. I did come through and harvest some strawberries this morning, but these strawberries, they're all going to be ready for tomorrow morning. So I'll have some more lovely strawberries there. And then here, look, we have a garlic scape. So I'm going to pick this one off, because if these come and they flower, it's basically a garlic flower, and then the seeds will come from that. If I leave it on the garlic, it will actually put more energy into making this than it will into the clove. And I want, or the bulb, sorry. I want the bulb to be nice and big. Oh, that smells gorgeous. That was elephant garlic, I think. Yeah, that's my elephant garlic. Really beautiful. Not too strong, not too potent, but just enough to give you that lovely taste in food. Now, I finally got around to putting my corn in the ground, and I want to admit that I didn't get this in as quickly as I'd hoped, and my courgettes or my zucchini, they are also not in as quickly as I had hoped. It looks as though someone has eaten some of my courgettes or my zucchini there. I am accepting, I think, that some of my plans for the garden this year are just not going to happen, because things have been, I don't want to say traumatic, but we've been dealing with a lot as a family, and so the garden has gone by the wayside, and I'm okay with that. I'm over here in the corner. We've finally got some peas coming. I don't know if there's any on here. I had some earlier on today and they were very tasty. There's one right there, look. I'll leave that one on to grow. The peas are coming. They are very tasty. We've got some fava beans or broad beans coming on here. They are also going to be very nice when they are ready. And I might actually take some of these tops off and have those. Interestingly, I haven't seen much in the way of aphids or whitefly or greenfly yet this year. I don't know if that's just because I've got lots of ladybirds, ladybugs or bishy barney bees, depending on where in the world you come from, or if it's just the way it is. I have given up on my onions. I don't know. I know exactly what happened. They don't get enough, they've got too much shade and they haven't grown. Unfortunately, it's too late now. But again, these things happen. We learn from our mistakes, and I think next year, as some of you pointed out, if I move some of my garden, then maybe I'll put some other varieties back there that prefer the shade. The good news is though, look at my broccoli. Broccoli is really, and it's starting to come together, and hopefully we'll soon have some florets to enjoy. Now, broccoli is one of my mainstays in my garden, so I'm very happy that that has happened. So, yep, corn is in, the zucchini, courgettes, they're in. But I do need to show you something. I don't think I talked about this last week. Forgive me if I did, but we've had a blowout and it's got a little worse. So this is the side of the greenhouse, and you can see here that some of these boards have decided to detach from the post that they were in, and that's meant that we've got some bulging. We've also got some bulging over there, so I need to be cognizant of that. And I think we've had some gophers or other critters get in there as well. You can see from here, from this soil disturbance. I think probably what's happened is that they got inside and they just made a bit of a mess of it. But that, again, that is okay. I don't have to grow this food as my only food source. I am incredibly privileged, and I don't want to kind of boast about it, but at the same point, I think it's important to acknowledge that we are in this position where we can choose where we get our food from, and we can choose what that looks like. And I think it's very easy for us to forget that, especially if we get so kind of caught up in the moment. And that can be problematic, but it can also be the getting caught up in the moment. But, you know, just stopping and going, I've got all these plants that I have grown from seed and it cost me very little. Yes, it's using some of my land, but I can't complain if I have a bad year. There's always something beautiful. There's always something amazing. You know, my hens, they're getting a bit old, but they still lay eggs. I don't get as many eggs as I used to, but they are still laying eggs. I still get to benefit from fresh eggs every day. And that is a beautiful, beautiful thing. So tell me what's going on in your garden. What's the weather been like where you are? Has it been ridiculously hot as it has been here at the house? Today is the first time that the temperature has really dropped. I'm actually filming this in the evening, and earlier today it was unbearably hot outside, but tomorrow we're due to get lower than normal temperatures and rain, and I cannot wait. So tell me what's going on in your garden, and share some pictures on social media if you want to. Don't forget, you can interact with us on Mastodon. We love talking to you on Mastodon, or join our Discord chat room. Great way to join and say hello to the team. Thanks for watching, and if you want to support the channel and want to see more videos like this, the best way to do that is to go to patreon.com/transportevolved, or to go to our main channel and join as a channel member. You can join from $1.50 US a month, and every little really helps, especially right now. As I've mentioned in other videos recently, my beloved, who had been working for the same company for 11 years, was unfortunately laid off, along with a bunch of other people, due to corporate restructuring. And while we did get some severance or redundancy pay, if you're you know, used to that word, her income helped pay the mortgage and the bills, and my income for TE helped pay the salary of the people who work at the channel. I haven't traditionally paid myself, so I now need to do that, and in order to do that while keeping everyone else employed, I need to increase the channel's income. And people have been really, truly amazing thus far. They've helped grow the channel, but I would always be very grateful if you haven't yet donated, if you would consider it, but only if you are financially able. Don't go putting yourself in financial straits to help someone else. That is an important thing to note. Anyway, thanks for being the positive change that we need to see in the world. Remember to tell the people in your life who are important that they are important to you. And as always, keep evolving.